Hello, everyone. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And
Yep.
today we are here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's in the house to help us get our money straight. And so we're going to sit back, relax, and learn from the well of wisdom that Coach Caren brings to the table. Coach, how you doing today? And welcome
I'm
to
great.
the program.
Thank you. Thank you. So this is next week. This is oh my God, the 17th. Yes, it's gonna be 17th of April. Life is going on. The second quarter is started, guys. Do what you gotta do. Don't sit around. I have to remind me too sometimes. So we can stay focused and get those things that we have set up, like me on my wall for second, third, and fourth quarter.
Oh,
See them
okay.
happening. It's really great when you have that set up because sometimes you're doubting yourself. And I always tell my clients, get evidence. And my evidence is there. I'm like, hey, you did what you say you're going to do the first quarter. Now, there's a few things that's missing. Let me just tell you guys straight up, but the majority got covered. First quarter
Oh, okay.
advanced needs. So, you know, that's a good thing to be able to have it there to see for yourself. So you're not doubting and arguing and fighting. Last week, I'm talking about, looking and serving your own game so that you can serve the people who need to be served. This is part of it. If you're paying attention to you, you're not wondering, oh my God, I wish I could. You could. So you do it in small, nice, bite-sized pieces to suit you and your company that you want to grow. All right,
Mm-hmm.
guys? So don't forget that. I was talking to my mom this morning about just the heavy load that women carry. You got a job, then you got a job of the house, and then you got a job of the kids. And even when you're not physically looking after them, you're mentally carrying them. So the jobs are just heavy.
That is so true. I mean, even when they are so-called adult children,
Yeah,
if if they are calling you because they need help, yeah, they're still on you're still carrying them.
you're carrying them. So we need to really understand that's what we do and don't and just give ourselves the grace of all
I like
those
that.
of the grace. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the multi-factor.
Hmm.
And it's in line with being a multi-passionate as I am. And I find those are the people that I coach, and those are the people, who get the most benefit out of me. And I've been moving around and circling around in a while, but that's truly it. They want to do more than one thing, and they're worried that they get overwhelmed. And I help them to really position themselves so that they can see themselves in each role doing really well and not scattered all over the place. That's one of the big things
Mm-hmm.
we do. That means they don't stretch the money too far or ahead, and they don't go ahead of themselves within the head. They stay where they need to be at the time. And sometimes we don't realize that. So we're going to cover what you need to do. You need to write a list of all the things that you do well. You really need to be honest with yourself. So you might write a list with 100 things, 10
Mm.
things, but find the things that you do really, really well. Don't cheat. This is for your eyes only. We want you to do that because we really want you to understand you. You need to know you more than anybody else. My doctor would always say, Karen, you know you more than how I know you. And I've known you for over 20 something years. So tell me what's happening. Tell me how you're feeling and tell me what's truly going on. Not
Uh-huh.
what you think you want to tell me so I can look after you today. Just tell me. And she's a great doctor because she would always say that to me. And so we can have conversations and we could talk about my low iron at the time, thyroids, whatever we're talking about. But within this full capacity, meaning, are you stressed out? Are you taking on? Are you doing more than you should do? And that's why the flare ups are there. Are you
Oh,
being good to you?
how
If it's
interesting.
like me prescription. So, so be good to yourself, okay? And then
Mm.
write a list of all the things of what you can improve on. The things that not somebody tell you, but the things that you can improve on. That's what you want to do. And I'm going to give you examples because you guys know I do that so that you can take this and find your own examples that would suit you so you can have this base to go back to. But at least you get in a framework. And then when you have that set up, you can, while you're learning or once you understand you can improve on the things that you want to improve on. Not things that you think you should, the things that you know you should. If you are working, if you have a business, and no matter what's going on, but in your head, you want to go get a degree in something that you think you should, then you should
Mhm.
have this conversation and all the things you need to do leading up to that. Don't just go plunge in and then you're tired, frustrated, and drop out and don't know what to do and waste a lot of money. On the other hand, if it's something you truly want to do and you go through, ask those questions, you can decide to do it. Just find a date and you plan around it and you do it. And not only money, but time. Do I have the time to dedicate to it? Do
Mm.
I want to give up A, B, C, D to do this? And because we are, and because this is a lie that people say, you could do it at any age. It's true, but it's not true according to energy. So if you know that if you have this load to do, let me move my hand so you can see it, this load is wide to do. And you got 5 years that you want to accomplish something, and this thing is going to take you 8 years. Do you want to dedicate the time to it? Remember, you're looking after you, and not anybody going to think about you, because no matter what degrees you have, when you die, you're just dead. Like this, your children
Exactly.
can't find a degree and say, "My mom has a degree in psychology." No, they still have to get their own. Okay, so pay attention to that. Don't get it just for the show of it. Get it because it's something you genuinely want to get and want to do. All right. Now I finished my spiel. Let's get into it. Oh, Lord. Write a list of all the things you can do. The first I had a coach, the first coach that told me that, I heard it before, but I was pretty mad with him because he wanted me to narrow myself. I
Mhm.
wasn't ready for it yet. So I was mad, but I did anyway. And I was surprised because he says, "Caren, I want you to take a whole week. And I want every day, I want you to just go and I want you to write the list, and then I want you to attack the list like if you are helping out a friend. Like, don't let it just be this list that you're gonna do everything." And I surprised myself, if though I know how much I did, I just surprised myself like how many things I put on the list, right? And I also had a lot of things that I did well. But then I had a lot of things that didn't do as great. And had a lot of lies attached to them. And so I literally wrote that to myself. This is a lie. I don't really do it well. I can do it, but not as well as I'd like to. Or I can do it, but it takes up a lot of my time. And do I really want to put in that time in that thing? And so I write these little notes to myself. And then him and I had this conversation. He goes, "Good. We're not doing those. But if you still want to do them at some point, you can work on improving them. But right now, this is the things we're going to look at. This is what we're going to get into. This is what we're going to do." And so I encourage you guys to do the same. Get in there and look at the things you do well, and the things that you think you do well, and the things you want to do well. Put little notes next to them. Really go in and investigate yourself. One of the best things human can do is find out who you are. Yeah, kind I know me. No, no, no. Go and find out who you are. You change who you become and find your future, ready to walk into your future self when you understand what she needs and what she wants. You don't have to rush, but it really helps you to see you. If you would say to yourself, "I want a driver," you start understanding what that would take to have a driver. I want somebody to come in, and as simple as this seems, to clean my house every week. But right now, I have them every other week. You figure that out, because I can clean the house, but could I clean it well like a professional, or do I have the energy to spend there, or could I spend my time somewhere else? Yes, this is domesticated things we're talking about, but I'm bringing up here. But what about it professionally? I can do social media, and I want you to learn and understand it. Make no mistake. But then, could I eventually hire a social media strategist to help me? And here's the good news: even if you can do it well, when you understand your strength and what you want, you can have a really good conversation with her. Long time ago, a friend and I went to a lawyer for something. And we happened to get there when he was about to leave. And he took the time with no cost and said to us, "Write a list of the things you want me to answer so that you pay less money."
That's a good.
You see how simple that is? Because she would go blabber her mouth to him and cost her how much money, probably talk to him for however long, when all she needed to talk to him for not even half an hour. Matter of fact, she ended up, it took 15 minutes and he ended up not charging her. He just gave her a list of things to go work on and do. Now he says, after that's done, you can come back and we talk about the hourly rate. I charged I think it was $4.20 at the time an hour. She saved $420 because she had that list. So get your list out, see what you do well, and work off of that. Because when you do that, it's going to help you to earn better, faster in what you do. It's going to help you to learn better, faster in what you do. Don't go crazy trying to do all the things that is not going to serve you well. I talk about money. That part is so important with your money. So important. When I used to work in the cleaning company at the time, I clean and I organize. And so I clean, and if they need organization, I do it on the next trip and I get paid for it. Imagine if I say I clean and organize, nobody's going to pay me 2 times. They're going to pay me for that thing together. But because I was able to understand what I do and I can relate it well to the client, there's no misconception. I need the place to be clean to come in and organize. If you only need us for organization, I can come in and do that. And you can do your own clean. But it's not a package together. It's 2 separate services. And I do them well. I can paint and fix up your cupboards and lay foundation. And they'll ask, but there's things I could do. But it wasn't the thing I'm going to do because I just did the 2 things. And then when I got out of cleaning myself, I just did the one thing. When I had enough workers, I just did the one thing. I came in after they clean and I did the organization. So they get billed for the clean and then they get billed for the organize. And if people didn't understand that, they weren't my client. I let them be.
Yes, that's good. But how could you not notice? You come in and the drawer with your hairbrushes is so neat. It's like, okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because we tend not to organize stuff, which is how we end up with mind clutter and everything else. So yeah, I would pay for organization.
People pay for it. And it usually takes a couple of days. It's never just, I come in, I organize it, conversation. Organization, most people that I've organized for over the years, it's never just about the stuff there. There's just so much back stuff. There's a lot of times it's illnesses. It's people that pass. It's just life run havoc on them. And now they're in this place. And that helps them. I mean, I remember I do this lady, she could barely speak English. And the first room I did, she just hugged me so tight. I had to say, I can't breathe. She'd lost her husband and she didn't know to move. I mean, I got back there and she was moving. She had her son interpret, her language and mine. And she was like, he said, she's just excited that she's finally seen the light. And you didn't judge her. You didn't make her feel bad. And that's what people need. Right? When you're doing that kind of sort of stuff. So write down all the things that you do well, and those are the things you do. Number 2, write a list of what you can improve upon if it's going to serve your business or you as the individual. Meaning, I don't want you to improve on everything. Because you will give yourself several jobs. And you would not have enough energy and time, and you definitely wouldn't make as much money as you think if you improve on everything. So you're only improving on the things that is going to benefit you personally or business-wise. I'm going to say that again. You only improve on the things that's going to help you. And here's why. You can do several layers of improvements, but when you try to do them all at once, you really do nothing. Like I go into a company, I had this experience last year. I had to help out a company owner. And I said to her, you're doing too many things at once. The only thing we need to look at is your marketing. That's it. After the marketing, we're going to look at something else and then something else and then something else. If we look at the whole picture, we know There's struggles, but I just want you to look at the marketing. Why? We need to close deals, we need to get sales, we need to fill all these things. But I want us to look at your marketing, because when we do that, we get to see where the struggle is at. We get to see what's happening. We get to see how you behave, how the company behaves. And once we can do that, we can see all those holes, what's happening with the employees, what's happening with the turnover, anything that we need to look at. Sometimes the things we need to look at, we don't want to look at. So
That's
usually,
true.
yeah, we don't want to look at that. We don't want to look at that because
We can't handle the truth.
but the truth will set you free. And it really do, because when you look at your company and you say to yourself, I'm going to be honest with you here. When I look at my company once upon a time, and I say I wasn't doing great in it, it was hard to see and be in it. But I took 2 weeks off, not a week. I took 2 weeks off. And I said, Karen, give it to me raw. And I just went through. Fortunately for me, I'm a writer, so everything is written down. So I was able to go back. Some people don't do this. And I was able to see all the things that I was just falling down with. And that's because my personal life was a shit show. Let me just tell you. And so that's what affected my business. And so I also hold up a mirror to my face and say, what the hell are you doing? And you need to get this fixed. You don't have to fully fix it, but you have to get to some sort of place that you don't run your business down to the ground, because that's where it was going. And what needs to happen, you need to go do it. And all you're going to have to do is the hard parts. You can't do the ones that make nice and fuzzy. You're going to have to do the hard parts. That's what you're going to have to do. And you could do it 2 days a week. You could do it 1 day a week. You could not do it, but nothing good is going to happen. So I choose to do it 1 day a week, and then I improved to 2 days a week, and then I improved to 3 days a week. And it took a lot of courage to do. I had to call people up. I had to let go of people. I had to bring in people that I didn't want to bring in, but it was so important to do to move me to the next space. And then I had to find out how I'm going to live with me, and the choices I make, the things that I allow, because it only happened because I allow it and open the door to it. How do I close the door? How do I get out of that? And it's not nice, easy. It's not good, but it must happen. If you're at a stage, it must happen. If it doesn't happen, you just keep leaking until you're flat broke and you're starting back from square 0, 0, 0, 0. So you got to pay attention to that. And so I had to improve on, hey, who I hire, where the jobs are coming from, how the training is going to go. I can't be lazy, and just because I like somebody, I allow them to do things, because that was part of my downfall. I can't let, because I'm upset about something here, I carry it over to work. So people seeing that and understanding that to whatever level and taking advantage of me. How do I stop that? I was leaking money on one side and I was feeling miserable on the other side. So I had to sit down and improve A, the money leak, B, hire the people that need to be hired. C, I had to get back into the role of a cleaner again, because I needed to train the newbies better so that I can come back out and actually work on the business. And I was feeling ashamed, Terry, for a while. I was feeling ashamed that I built this company, it did so well, and I caused most of the problems in the company, and
Well, we're human, coach.
we are, but at the time I was so ashamed. But I had to get out of that shame. I'm sharing this because I had to get out of that, because I started asking myself, how is shame helping you? How is shame helping you to move, right? So I had to take that apart and had to reach out to friends and find out. And in that business, I was finding out who needs cleaning. And a lot of friends step up and say, hey, I need cleaning done. You willing to come and hire me?
Mm-hmm.
So once I was able to get rid of the feeling shame, I just came clean out and I tell my friends, here's where I am, this is what I can do. And they're like, okay, come do it. Come, I'm looking anyhow. Let's get this done. And tell me, here's the other things when you got good friends. Tell me, how else could I help you? Like these people were, how else could I help you? Just put me to work. And I was thinking, so all the nonsense about feeling ashamed was unnecessary, because everybody wanted to just help me. I remember one friend even said to me, I'll get on the phone and call people. I'll hand out flyers for you. Like people were just wanting to help in every shape and form. So I didn't really need to feel shame, but I was feeling shame. That's why I'm sharing that. So,
Um, That's true. So many times we hide things only to find out that, people understand, people have been through things themselves, and they want to help us.
Yeah. And when you say you're right, because three of my friends said to me, Karen, we don't want to see you go down because you have to understand, we look to you for what we do. I was like, you look to me, and they're like, 'cause I wasn't a coach at the time. They're like, you look to me. They're like, yes, we look to you. So we can't afford for you to go anywhere.
We can't afford for you to fail. Hmm.
No, when you win, we feel that we're gonna win, even if we ain't doing it right now. So if you go down, I know where we're going. So it ain't happening. You tell me what to do, and we're gonna do it.
There you go.
Those three gals, they're forever my friends because they them and beyond, like push, 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 get me back there, call me, be on you. So whatever you need to prove on, don't run in the corner. If you feel a way, I always say this in everything I do now. From then on, if you feel it, but don't stay there too long. Find good people because you got them. You mightn't think so, but if you reach out, you're going to find the ones that is really good and rooting for you, even if they never said anything, because these people never said anything before this happened. Okay, so people do that for you. Now, while you're improving and you're learning and you're correcting and getting yourself back up, make sure it's almost like simultaneously, right? You're learning and you're improving. And once you're learning and improving, let me show you. It's so you're growing. You don't even notice, but you're growing. You're learning and improving and you're growing. You're learning and you're improving and you're growing. And the people that is close to you, when you let them in, they highlight you and move you to different places that you wouldn't even think of for yourself. Because they want to help you. Sometimes when I hear people say, I don't have a friend, I really get into, you don't have a friend, or you don't reach out to your friends, or you're hiding from your friends because you're feeling bad. You think that you're not doing as well as you should. These are all things in your mind, and your friends probably don't even know what is going on. So you might want to reach out to them. Or if you got those kind of family members or siblings or something, you might be surprised what they would help you do. And if they can do it financially or emotionally, they might know where to help you get the help. Because we don't know what we don't know that we don't know.
That's right. That's right. We don't know what we don't know. Wow.
So you want to really pay attention. And our life is a multi-factor. We got so many different things that happen in our lives. We want to do so many different things. And we are doing it, by the way. Because once you turn an adult, you're doing several things at once. Even if you're not paying attention to it, you do several things at once. If you went to higher education, you went to college, and most people have a part-time job. So you're doing two things, and you're still doing, no matter how little in your household, you are doing something. And you have to spend time with friends if you have them, close friends and family. you're engaging in sports or some kind of social activity. You're doing a lot of things. You're doing a lot of things. So guys, when you take on entrepreneurship or a side gig or some little thing, it's no little feat. I want you to just know, I know that it's not a little thing that you're doing. And so why I want you to pick what you do well is so that I want it to be a less barrier for you to continue growing. And why I want you to improve is so that you don't fall back thinking that I can do better. That's really the key here. And when you understand those things, you don't block the money that's coming to you. You allow the money, you're opening doors for the money to come to you. You're really opening doors, because when I was able to be clear with my friends and let I know where I was, I mean, that month I think I brought it about $5,000, and the money just keep climbing because now I'm not stressed out. I'm open. I have people hired. People are calling me from everywhere. By the way, those days I had the yellow pages. So the yellow pages, it opened so many doors that I got construction clean. I got, used to have a show called Restaurant Makeover on TV. They call me, we did cleans for them. Like, the doors open because I put my shame to rest. I opened the door. I stopped allowing the nonsense that was caving me in and trying to hide me. I improved on me. I bought books. I read. I bought a program. I got into it. I started seeing that I wasn't an island on my own. I always pray, but I wasn't really paying attention. My mom had given me a Bible. I hadn't even opened it. You know, these are the things that was just, I allowed these other things to cloud me instead of doing what I was supposed to be doing.
Mm, mm-hmm. Wow. Whew. I don't even know where to begin. So then, how, how can we improve?
On what we're doing.
We made this list.
Mhm.
We have a list of things that we need in order to improve. How do we move forward on the improvement part of the list?
Well, depending on what you're doing. So I could even go back to my company. For my improvement was I had the girls come in and I would take people right away and have them clean. My improvement was I had them come in and watch a video, ask me questions, and really give them the training they need versus me just carrying them to a house to clean. And then once they got the training, I got a training. I improved by getting two of my friends to agree for their homes to become training homes so
Mm,
that they can go to the homes. I didn't have that before, so that was a big improvement for me. The second improvement was, so that was like two improvement. The third improvement was coming out and having the yellow pages. I didn't have them at the time. That was a
advertise.
big investment. Yeah, that was a big investment because I had local newspapers and flyers. The third investment is the third improvement was paying somebody to do the flyer run versus myself.
Mm, mm,
So I was improving on the business, putting back money into the business, and just having these conversations with other business owners, joining meetups and going to meetups, meeting people in person. I even had joined. I used to go to BNI, and I did join. Can't remember what they're called, but the same kind of meetup situation, but more intimate with 7 people. So it was a direct focus on here's the business, here's where you are, here's what
mhm,
you're doing. When you come back next week, what do you need help with? Come tell us, and we're going to help you. These other 6 people is going to help you. And then when is so everybody get a turn each week with mortgage brokers, accountant who's in the group, real estate agent, insurance. So people who initially I was thinking, how are they going to help a cleaning company? But boy, were they helpful. It was early in the morning, 7 o'clock. So that was part of my improvement. Getting there at 7 in the morning, eating breakfast, and literally working on your business for an hour, and people giving you input, and not only input, Terry, but also going out, finding resources. So when you see them the next week, they bring it to you and say, "Here," or they'll call you and say, "Here, this is what you should do. This is what you might want to look at. Here's an idea," and I'm going to tell my people that we know somebody who owned a really great cleaning company, not a
I
form of
love it.
advertisement. So that was my improvement. So you figure what industry you're in, who you can talk to, who you can read, and how you can meet people. And don't worry that they're not doing what you're doing. They're gonna bring
Mhm.
a fresh prospect to the table. They're gonna show it from their angle. You know, it
How to
helps.
get things done.
Mhm.
Wow. Coach, let me come up to the stage here uh, so that we can have a face-to-face. I just love the fact that making the list of what you do well first,
Mhm.
because now that builds up self-esteem.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
start with what you do well versus what
Yes.
you ain't doing right.
Exactly.
So that you don't just feel like a failure
Mhm.
from the beginning to the end. You know what I mean? Well,
Yes.
if I'm doing everything wrong, then I probably can't correct myself. Da, 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 da.
Right.
So
Right.
I like the fact that they started with, what are you doing well?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you feeling me?
Yes. Yes.
I understand that better now. And
Yes.
then we'll work on how to
Yeah.
improve on what you're doing well.
Yep. Yep. Yes. 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 It really helps.
I know it sounds so simple, but now I get it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes. 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 Because we don't know again what we don't know that we don't know.
No, and
In
how it
in
impacts us.
Yes, yes. And everybody who got the training through the video and then a house that they can practice at felt better when they got out to clean on their own,
Mhm.
because later on they'll say that practice house really helped me because I
Yes.
was nervous, but your friend was so kind, you know,
Mhm.
and you know, in correction, and then what I would do after. So and so that's cleaning. But if you guys, you know, if you got somebody that you can practice on. This is the other thing. Practice on. If you want to sew clothes and you're not sure, get somebody that the size clothes you want to wear. I know you can get measurements, but fit it on them. See where, see what's happening. Talk to people. That's the key, you know, for improvement. If nothing more,
Mhm.
is to talk to people. The key to improvement is not to just keep everything to yourself and don't say anything. You don't have to tell them everything that you're doing, but you could say, I want to try a new style. I'm looking to fit X body style. Or making some hats. Would you mind wearing it and tell me what you think? Like honestly, like, I want your honest feedback, you know. Like I'm cooking some this is the menu I want to really cook, and I really want an honest feedback of what you think about the taste. Like what are you noticing? Ask people, that's food. And if it's a course, you can send them the first, you just send a friend of mine the first module, and I don't tell her anything, and I just let her read it, and she'll tell me, I don't understand this, what do you mean by that, that makes no sense, and then I can go back and see what's what.
Wow. Coach, we just really appreciate all the tips and tools that you share with us to help us do business better. I love the fact that you have like this practice house, because a lot of times when you're in retail, we have these practice showrooms where you can set up, you
Ah,
know, the store,
nice.
preset
Yeah.
the store so that you can see what it's going to look like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, makes sense.
Hmm. Hmm. So,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't have applied that to other industries. And so
Right.
I like that. I could see it in my mind, and the opportunity to gently correct what it is and how we do
Yes.
business and how we
Yes.
interact with people.
Yes. Because the majority of people, when you're training them, really want to do good. They're just
Yeah,
nervous and afraid, you know, that they're not
they
going to
don't
come.
want to mess up.
No.
So yeah, I love it. So with that, we want to thank you so much. And I want to remind people, if they're looking to connect with you, that they can connect with you through your Facebook page, through your Instagram. And also, let me scroll down here and find the link where they can actually book an appointment.
Mhm.
Hold on a minute.
No
Here we
worries.
here we are.
Mary has gotten very techy, guys, just so we know.
So if you're looking to book an appointment with Coach Karen, to just sort of get an idea of where you are and where you want to be and how to get there, you can click on this link and it'll take you to a calendar and you can set up a meeting. We just really encourage you to do that. And so with that, we want to remind people it's okay, right, Coach, to make money in
Yes,
your business?
it definitely is. That's why we're in
That's
business, guys.
right. So go to the front of your own line and take
Please.
care of that. Take
Yes.
care of getting some help. And we can't think of any better help than Coach Karen. We'd love to help you if you're struggling with your social media. We'd love to come in and give you some tips and tools here at BizChicks. So remember, you can text Biz to 33777 and become a part of the BizChicks community, or you can go to our website at bizchicks.net
.net.
and join us there. With that, we want to say that we wish you well and we'll see you next week, where we are talking about bringing profits in daily with Coach Karen Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.